"Oh, sorry. Your laptop slipped off the balcony," my sister said after I refused to lend her $9,000. Mom shrugged. "It's just a computer. Don't overreact." I didn't reply. That night, I logged in, made a few quiet changes, and stopped every payment she relied on. At 7:45 a.m., she opened her banking app and nearly fainted when she saw what was gone. "Don't you dare act innocent, William." Rachel's voice cut through the air like broken glass. The argument had already started before I even stepped into the living room. Dad was pacing, shirt half-buttoned, hair messed, veins visible on his temple. Mom sat on the couch, arms crossed, her face red from crying. On the table between them, papers. Crumpled, coffee-stained, but still readable. Property documents. With my name on them. Dad slammed his hand on the table. "So it's true? You put the house under your name? Without telling us?" I looked at him, my voice calm. "I didn't hide it. I just didn't announce it." Mom's eyes flared. "Don't twist it, William. We trusted you." Rachel leaned back, smirking. "He's always been calculating. Probably planned this from day one." I took a slow breath. The air was thick, like it could choke you if you spoke too fast. "I paid the taxes, Rachel. You were in Miami when the last notice came." She shrugged. "That's not the point. You think buying stuff gives you the right to own everything?" I didn't raise my voice. "No, but paying for it usually does." Her smirk vanished. The room went still. Dad whispered, "You've become selfish." I looked him in the eye. Or maybe just tired. The silence that followed was the kind that hums in your bones. Then Rachel said coldly, "You're not family anymore if you think like that." Something in me cracked, not loudly, not visibly, but I felt it. And for the first time, I realized this fight wasn't new. It was just louder. "Who is William?" "My name is William Hale. I'm 26. Software analyst by title, peacemaker by habit. Born in a city that never sleeps. Raised in a family that never listened. Growing up, I learned early that silence can keep the peace, but it also swallows you whole. Whenever Rachel screamed, Dad justified it. Whenever Mom cried, I fixed it. I was the middle ground, the fixer, the good son. But silence has a shelf life. And tonight, after years of pretending, I was done being their emotional punching bag. I kept my tone flat, polite, measured, but every word carried the weight of the years I'd been ignored. I had seen every manipulation, every guilt trip. I had heard every, "You're lucky we raised you." And I remembered the nights I paid their bills while skipping my own meals. They think I'm still that quiet kid who obeys, but I've changed, and there's something they don't know, something I've been waiting to reveal when the time was right. The family. Rachel, 31. Loud, confident, always dressed like she's on her way to a photo shoot. She works part-time, posts boss life captions on Instagram, and lives off borrowed money, mostly mine. Dad, Robert Hale. A man who used to be respected, until debts caught up with him. He hides behind pride and whiskey. Still calls himself provider, even though I've been paying for his insurance for 3 years. Mom, Evelyn Hale, a soft-spoken manipulator. She doesn't yell. She sighs, she cries, she guilt trips. She's the kind who says, "I never asked you to help," right after you've spent your entire paycheck saving her. And me. I'm the invisible one who held everything together, until I realized they only saw me as a wallet, not a son. When Rachel hurled another insult, Dad didn't stop her. When Mom called me ungrateful, no one defended me. It was a family built on selective love, one where affection depended on how much you could give. "Don't pretend you're better than us," Rachel hissed. "You've always had help." "Help?" I laughed quietly. "I was working double shifts while you were buying handbags with my credit card." Dad pointed a finger at me. "Watch your tone." I met his glare. Funny how tone matters now, not truth. Mom sighed loudly, the universal signal that she was about to play victim. "William, you've changed." We used to be close. You used to care. I still care, I said softly. Just not enough to let you drain me anymore. Rachel's face twisted. You think we owe you something. I shook my head. No, I think you owe me honesty. Her laugh was sharp. You always loved playing the martyr. Poor William, the unappreciated genius. Dad barked, enough, but I could see it. The fear in his eyes. Because I had finally stopped playing dumb. I leaned back, calm as ever. Tell me, Dad, I said. Did you tell Rachel about the second mortgage you took last year? The room froze. Dad's glass hit the counter with a crack. What are you talking about? I tilted my head. The one you took out using this house as collateral. Mom gasped. Rachel turned pale. You're lying. I opened my folder, slid the papers across the table. Am I? Dad's face turned red. How dare you go through my files? I didn't have to. The bank called when you missed 2 payments. Rachel shouted, You set him up. I looked at her, voice steady. No, I covered for him, twice. Mom cried, You could have told us. I smiled sadly. And what? Get blamed for your mistakes again? They were all talking now, voices overlapping, accusations flying. But underneath it, there was fear. Real fear. Because for once, I wasn't defending myself. I stood up slowly. You know what's funny? I said. You all think I'm the problem, but every time something broke, who fixed it? Who paid for it? No one spoke. I nodded. That's what I thought. It's strange. What memories stay? For me, it's the night Rachel crashed her car after a party. Dad woke me up at 2 a.m., frantic. We can't let this ruin her career. You'll help, right? I was 20. No savings, no backup plan, just love. I sold my car, paid the damages, and took the blame when the cops came. Rachel hugged me once, said, You're a lifesaver. A week later, she posted a photo with the caption, Nothing can stop me now. Dad called me responsible. Mom said, We're proud of you. But pride doesn't pay the fine. They never gave the money back, never even mentioned it again. That's when I learned. In this family, loyalty is just another word for silence. You think I don't know what you've been doing? I asked. Dad frowned. What do you mean? I turned to Rachel. The loan you took from my account using my signature, forged by the way. Her jaw dropped. That's insane! I tossed the printed statement on the table. The bank sent me copies. Don't bother denying it. Mom looked at her daughter in disbelief. Rachel, please tell me you didn't. Rachel's lip trembled. I just needed help, okay? You weren't giving me enough. Dad rubbed his forehead. God, what have we done? I exhaled. You've done exactly what you always do. Used me, then blamed me. And that's when Mom finally said it. The line that broke me. You could have just given her the money quietly. Why make this a scene? I looked at her for a long moment. Because silence built this family. And it's killing me. Voices turned into thunder. Rachel crying, Dad shouting, Mom begging for calm, and me, standing still, feeling everything I'd ever suppressed rise to the surface. Dad said, You're tearing this family apart. I smiled faintly. No, I'm just showing the cracks that were already there. Rachel sobbed. You want us to lose everything? You already did, I said quietly. The moment you stopped treating me like family. Mom whispered, Please, son, don't do this. I walked to the door. I gave you all my silence. Tonight, I give you the truth. Rachel screamed after me. You'll regret this. I didn't turn back. I just said, maybe, but at least I'll regret it on my own terms. The city was quiet that night, the kind of quiet that feels earned. Rain hit the pavement, and for once I didn't rush home, because I didn't have one anymore. I rented a small apartment downtown. No fancy view, no comfort, just peace. The first night, I slept without checking my phone. No missed calls, no guilt. Just silence. But it was mine. Mom called 3 days later. Her voice was softer than I remembered. "We didn't mean to hurt you." I said, "You didn't mean it, but you did it anyway." She stayed silent, then whispered, "We're proud of you, you know." I smiled to myself. Now you are. And for the first time, her silence didn't make me feel small. It made me feel free. Months passed. Rachel texted once, "I'm sorry. I messed up." I didn't reply, but I didn't delete it either. Dad sold the house, moved out of the city. Mom still sends me birthday messages with too many emojis. I don't hate them. I just stopped waiting for them to understand me. I walk past my old office sometimes, the place where I used to daydream about leaving. Now I'm building something of my own. Quietly, patiently, on my terms. I still believe in family, just not the one that taught me pain. Maybe that's what healing is. Not revenge, not forgiveness. Just finally being free enough to stop needing their apology. If you were in my place, would you forgive them? Or walk away forever? Tell me in the comments below. Because sometimes silence isn't peace. It's just the wound pretending to heal. Share your story. Like if you've ever been the quiet one who finally spoke up. Subscribe for more stories that remind you. Silence can protect, but it can also destroy.